Hey guys, Kevin here, and I'm back with another car charger review. This is from a company called iFun4U, and it's a bizarre name, but they've actually sell a lot of different items. The last one that I reviewed for them, this one, was garbage. If you've seen that video before that I did, when you put in the USB drive in one of them, it stopped you actually using the controls. It was just really bad design. Now, you would think, if that company would sell something like that, I wouldn't have much faith in them, but the benefit is, the thing to note about this is that iFun4U don't actually develop this. This is a generic thing coming from China. It's rebranded and sold under a number of different names, so disregard the fact that it's been sold in the UK by iFun4U. You can see many of the benefits on the side here. It's a Bluetooth transmitter, it takes TF, so it will take micro SD cards, it takes USB, it takes line in, and it handles MP3, it works in 12 volts to 24 volts, and you can see it supports an aux in. Now, the Amazon description is the most confusing thing ever. At the top of the description it says that it handles a max of 2.1 amps, and at the bottom it says it does 3.4 amps, which, no one is, why is no one proofreading their own descriptions? So look at this, remote control. Well, it comes with an aux-in cable, that's good. Didn't know that came with that, doesn't say that it does. And here we have the device itself. So, it sits like this, and you can see it kind of swivels around. I like that, that's good. That's, allows you to put it in whatever position is suitable, so that you're not covering anything. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a button here that says CH, channel, I assume that means. We've got a play button and, a fast forward and rewind button, for skipping tracks. We've got dual USB ports here as well, and I suspect we're going to have the same problem. I mean, a lot of these ones I've got the same problem, that when you put in, a USB drive in one, see, that's a when you put it in one way, it sometimes blocks the other USB port if the USB drive is too big. There's nothing else. Oh, that's a lie. We've got the micro SD port here, and we've got the aux-in port. So, first thing I would note is, I think it's great that it comes with its own remote control. I like that. It's good that it has dual USB. It's good that it takes a micro SD card. Now, the problem that I had with this other one was that it took a micro SD card and it took a USB flash drive, but actually navigating the music was a severe pain in the ass. If you get thousands of tracks spanning across albums, you couldn't, you had to use a little dial. There was no way to skip albums. This is rectified somewhat with this remote control. But please tell me, who in the world is driving and using a remote control? Like, that makes zero sense to me. I mean, I guess you could maybe, stick this somewhere, get some sticky tape, blue tack, anything like that, and stick it to your car somewhere and then use it. I don't know, but I mean, I guess it's good. You can see there it's got some folder buttons there, so it will hopefully rectify some of the problems that the other one had. This one actually said that you could buy a remote separately, but it didn't come included. But this one has it, and I imagine it will make navigating it possible, but I mean, you're going to be driving the car. It kind of defeats the point. But let's not dwell on that. We've got a manual here. It's all in English, just a few pages. Tells you how to use it. So let's go down to the car and test it, see what works and see what doesn't. Right guys, I've been in my car now for quite a while. I've looked at pretty much everything that this has to offer, and I want to just do the same again. Walk you through all the features and show you what works well, what works okay, and what isn't working. So you can see the device here. What I need to do, turn my car on and get this plugged in. It's a little bit stiff actually. When you put it in, it feels a little bit stiffer than some other ones, but it's okay. Now, if it's not making sense what it's saying, turn it around and it should say, it's this direction that the display reads. It doesn't change around, so you want the controls on the right hand side. So although this can sit like that, and you could sit it that way, this is the way that it's displayed. Now, the first thing you want to do is change the channel. So remember the channel buttons at the side there, you push it, it should flash. There we go. Oh, you just push it once. Right, and then at that point you can push it up or down. So there it's going to 107.7. I tuned mine to 87.5, but you can see there, once you reach the top, you can go down. So tuning the frequency, it's no problem at all. And if I put on my stereo, so there, 87.5. So everything should be connected now. So what I can do is take you a browse round, show you what works and what doesn't work. So okay, first down we'll try the aux-in cable. This is a line in, as you can hear the lovely lady. One thing you can note here is the cable is quite short. So the provided cable is a little short, which, you know, it's not necessarily a major. I didn't actually expect to get one with it, so it's hard to complain. So it advises you when the aux-in cable's in, and you plug it into your phone, and then it starts playing. Now at this point you can start using the controls. You've got play and pause there. Should nope. No, that should do the volume. No, it's not working, so never mind, forget what I said there. This button here isn't the most responsive, that's the one thing I would say. So with the aux-in, well, now it's not playing, so it's went a little bit funny. What's that being caused by?
The Bluetooth device is line in.
Line in. So pause. Play, pause. So that's me doing it through my phone, but you know, this button here is really bad actually, if I'm honest. It's really unresponsive. You know, nothing's changed. Oh, that's doing there. But it's not doing anything with line in, so when it's line in you can't really control anything. It's, you know, it's just a direct feed to your phone, but that's not necessarily a major problem, you know.
Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
So, aux-in, what I need to do now is put in the USB. Now, I've got two USB drives here, and the reason I've got two is this one wasn't working. I wasn't sure why. The right USB port is the one that you need to use, and if you plug it in here, it should flash up, but nothing is happening. In the manual it says that this should play automatically, but it doesn't. Now, this USB has worked in other transmitters, but just to be safe, what I did was I got a USB 2 drive. This is a USB 3 and it's 32 gigabytes. This is USB 2 and it's 16. It's got a few albums of music on it, and it should connect it. So that's playing music okay. Back the doors. I'm going to see the doors are live actually tomorrow. Now, it's worth noting at this point that the remote is working well. I can show you now. And with the USB flash drive in, I can change albums. No problem. You don't know, I mean, it really is.
Buy it, use it, break it, fix it.
It really is a lottery. You know, I wouldn't, if you were using a USB flash drive, I probably wouldn't put too many different albums on it, because you'll find it an absolute pain in the bum to ever get to the album that you want to listen to. But it does work. You might have to try different drives. I'm not sure if that's because this is USB 3 or because it's 32 gigabytes. It should accept up to 32 gigabytes, but it doesn't seem to be working well. Whilst we're on the subject of the remote, it does actually come with a battery, and if I show you just now, I apologise, doing all this one-handed sometimes is a pain, but there it's there. It's just a standard kind of watch battery, and you get that when you buy the charger. It comes with it, so that does work fine. And again, I'll reiterate, I mean, it is a little bit, it's a bit of a strange addition really, because well, you're going to be driving your car like this and then use your remote control. It just doesn't seem good. But what I would do would be to, you know, perhaps change the folder whilst you're stationary. Press play. It does seem to have functionality that you can put in the numbers, but I don't see, doesn't seem to be changing anything there. I don't know if that's random, that's folder. So that's changing the channel now. I mean, you can see here, I mean, I've only been playing with this a short time, but whilst this remote works and whilst all of this works, I really wouldn't do it. You know, it really isn't practical to use a USB flash drive, if I'm honest. I mean, it's a nice little addition, but it doesn't really work well, if I'm honest. It's not very user friendly. You know, skipping tracks is a nightmare. Finding the song you want is a nightmare. So whilst it's a nice addition, it's not something to shout home about. So I'll take that out. Yes. Next is the micro SD card. I've not been able to get this to work yet. Now again, what should happen is, I don't know why that's just stopped working there.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
So I've got this in. This has got music on it as well, but again, nothing is happening. You know, at first I thought I was maybe putting it in the wrong way, but it's not. And actually, you need to be careful. If I show you this here, when you're actually putting this in, I don't know if you can see that, you need to be careful not to put your micro SD card, you know, at a funny angle, because it does actually get caught easily going up like that, and then it could get stuck. So make sure you put it in like that. I've not been able to get this to work yet, and hopefully no. So again, this could be the SD card, the type of SD card it is, I'm not sure. There's not a lot of documentation about it in the manual, and the Amazon description actually, you know, it changes its mind as to what it does. For example, it says that these two USB ports give 2.1 amps, and then it says it does 3.4 amps. So, you know, I wouldn't believe what's in the manual anyway. So far we've got that the USB port here works. What I'll do now is connect to Bluetooth, and I'll have to do here, Bluetooth. And that's the number there, BT719S. So now, oh, I've put my stereo off there. So this is a problem that you're going to get. That's what my Volvo Oval protects you, and what it does is it switches off, you know, when it thinks the battery's getting low. So that is a problem that you'll get. Like, you know, this is a problem with a lot of iFun transmitters. If the volume on your phone or whatever, you know, your MP3 player, if that's low, you're going to get a lot of buzzing. You know, if that was down low like that, you're going to hear a lot of buzzing and interference, and it's just the problem that you get with FM transmitters. You know, I think in that regard, you know, if I get the one that I reviewed the other day, if I can get it, this kind of option where you use the aux-in cable into the aux-in port, this is going to provide something clearer. You're never going to run into any, you know, problems with interference, but you know, you're not getting the freedom that you get with a Bluetooth transmitter with no wires hanging around. Now, Bluetooth does work, as you can see. I don't like this clicky button. I don't know why. So, you know, sometimes when you click it there, it doesn't seem to work. Oh, hold on. So this is a call being received. Nope, hanging up. So that's changing a track. Nope. Alright, am I back to front now? Now it's saying up.
0, 7, 5.
Hello?
Hello? Hi.
Right, I'm actually doing a review just now. That should hopefully get through. Hold on now. I'm trying to do it through the Bluetooth. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. You're a little bit faded.
Am I faded?
Yeah, slightly.
Alright, that's not good. So I'm doing a review just now in a video, so that was actually good. I was hoping to phone you about this to test it. So the microphone, it can't be that good.
It's quite quiet.
Is it? Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Well, thanks for phoning. I'll give you a call back after I've done the video, okay?
Alright, okay.
Okay, thanks. Speak soon.
Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. So, I wasn't actually planning on doing a call because I just assumed the microphone would be okay, but it does seem like the call quality is not amazing. So if we get back to here, you know, I'll try and get this in the shot. It's doing up and down. It's changing the songs there. Try to play pause. I'm still getting a little bit of interference here because the volume was. So play pause. So I mean it is connected, but look, I'm pushing that button. Now it's working. Oh, now it's making calls. That's what's happening. So when I'm holding that in, it's making a call. But pushing it once, like once for a call, once for music. It does work. It's just a little bit temperamental. I think, you know, I think it isn't as responsive as it should be sometimes. The other thing is, I think what's supposed to happen when you put the USB flash drive.
Music. Upgraded, charged.
Right, that's good. So it plays that USB flash drive automatically.
The Bluetooth device
So,
is connected
if you can see, I've got a little bit of kind of organised madness down here, but you know, I really did want to show anyone who's buying this, show you everything that it can do. So what I need to do is try and get this in a part. What I'm going to do now is charge my phone and show you how well it charges. So in fact I'll use this cable. This is the official one provided by Google. So this is type A to type C, which is what my Google Nexus 6P uses. And when I plug it in here, we'll be able to see how much of a charge it's getting. If I plug it in, there we go. Yeah, that's as expected. I'm not sure if it's coming through. Focus. It's at a funny angle here, that's how I'm trying to. Right, can you see that? It's about 1.32 amps, and that's what I always expect, you know, from that phone. So that's good. That's what we want to see. So that is through the main charging port, and it says that you should only get 1 amp through each port, but it doesn't seem to be the case. It looks like one is a fast charging port, and the other, I'm suspecting this is going to be slow, like 0.4, 0.5. Yep, 0.4. So this seems to be a common theme amongst these FM transmitters, in that the port that's used for music.
The Bluetooth device is connected
That's something that gets very annoying very quickly. So I think that's me run through all the kind of options. I'll just set you up here for a second. So I apologise again, I'm really blocked up. I think I noted that earlier. I've got the cold, so I sound a little bit bizarre. So I'll take this out just now and I'll turn my car off. So just to recap about this car charger, it has a lot of good points and it has some bad points, you know. Okay, as far as the good points, it'll connect to Bluetooth very quickly and it will stream okay. You will get a little bit of interference sometimes, but that is common with FM transmitters. It just, you know, it's just something you need to kind of deal with. You need to turn the music on your smartphone or whatever up high. you need to turn the volume in your car down a little bit so you don't hear that buzzing. You will run into some problems with this. You know, with an FM transmitter, you do go through some certain areas. For example, when I was going down south to Manchester, you know, in the south of Scotland, north of England, I wasn't getting a good signal anywhere, and it was interfering with local radio stations, so I couldn't use anything. In a situation like that, an aux-in solution works out a lot better when this goes into my aux-in port. Now, as far as how this works, the dedicated channel button is a good idea, because a lot of the other ones you need to hold in other buttons and it gets a little bit confusing. I like that idea. The actual play button, I find sometimes it's not very responsive. When you push the button in, if you can hear there, sometimes it clicks back out, sometimes it seems to get stuck. The fast forward in that, it works not as quick as you would like sometimes. Changing the frequency is good. It's really easy to do that. You're not going to have any problem tuning this into a station. Now the bad points is that, you know, I would have assumed that the FM transmitter, the microphone would be fine, but you know, I've used a few of them, and even ones that were really bad, the microphone was always clear when I made calls. But as you saw there, when my girlfriend Lisa called me, she said I was quite faint. So, you know, I'd have to really do some more calls to test it thoroughly. But my suspicion is that the microphone is not amazing. It's not good, and that's maybe a big bad point. You know, if the microphone is as bad as it could, as I suspect, then it could be better to just use your phone for calls. But unfortunately, there shouldn't be any way to disable that, you know, because if the music's going through your phone, then it's going to be, the calls are going to go through as well. So the USB flash drive, you might have to play around with it. You know, you might find that the USB flash drive you've got doesn't work. I suspect that is because one was USB 3.0. But I'm not 100% sure if that is the case. It could be the brand, it could be anything. The micro SD card didn't work. I'm not sure if that's because that's a 64 gig card, because it's maybe a fast card. I'm not sure. The instructions don't really go into detail about that, and again, the Amazon description is pretty poor. At one point in the Amazon description, it says it only does 2.1 amps and 1 amp each one, and at the bottom it says it does 3.4 amps. The manual says that it does do 2.1 amps in total, and that seems to be about right. You're going to get, you know, I suspect it's about 1.5 total from the fast charging port, and about 0.5 amps total from the USB, the closer one, which is for streaming music. So the aux-in port seems to work well. When you connect with aux-in, you don't seem to be able to use any controls. That's just, you know, the nature of it. But that's not a big negative, really. You might have to buy another aux-in cable that's a little bit longer, depending on where you're setting your phone. The remote control, as you saw, it does work, but it doesn't work as well as you would have hoped. And it's, I mean, who's going to use that when you're driving? Can you imagine I'm driving here like this, and then I'm sitting here like this? If I'm doing that with my phone, with the remote control, I'm just going to skip using my phone. And neither of those solutions is good if you're driving your car. You know, you're driving, you should really, you know, focus on the road. I think when you're driving, it's okay, maybe quickly checking the sat nav, that kind of thing, but you don't want to be sitting here skipping. I think it's easier just to put your hand down to the charger and then just skip a track. So I think I've shown as well, like these kind of things, these generic chargers from China, they work, but they're not very user friendly. There's a lot of little things in them just frustrating, a little bit annoying. You know, every time it connects, the Bluetooth is connecting, the line is in, all these things, and it's just, it does work though. You know, it does work. But I think it's worrying that the call quality wasn't that good. USB flash drive's temperamental. The micro SD card doesn't seem to work well. And sometimes it just felt like, you know, not only the button wasn't responsive, the remote control didn't seem as responsive as I would have hoped either. So it does work. It's not a terrible solution, but it's not an amazing solution either. And I preferred the aux-in solution, where it was just everything worked perfectly. I mean, it seems to be a lot of these FM transmitters, they offer USB flash drive, streaming as if it's a good thing. But really, unless you've got a panel that you can easily change music and change tracks and see what albums you've got, I don't think streaming music on an FM transmitter is going to be a good solution. You'd really have to keep it down to just like 4 or 5 albums. If you put a lot of albums onto it, 32 gigabytes worth of albums, then I think that it's going to be a nightmare finding the song or the album that you want. Especially, like when you get in your car, you don't want to be messing about for ages, 10 minutes trying to find the track that you want. You just want to get it quickly. And that's why you would always opt for the music that's on your phone, via Spotify, via Amazon Prime, via iTunes, via Google Play. You can pick your song, you can pick everything quickly. And that's why if you're using it as what it's supposed to do, an FM transmitter, I think it works well. So that's the good point. I think the other features aren't really thought well. They aren't really developed as well as they should be, and I think it seems to be, I've reviewed quite a few of these now, and I'm going to be reviewing a few more, but it seems to be a common pattern with these things that, the FM streaming works well, but the other features, USB, micro SD card, all these kind of things, they don't work well. It is worrying about the microphone though, because I think if you're buying this, you should really get one with a good microphone. So I should perhaps do some more tests, but first impressions are that it's not good. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'm going to do a comparison video in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be looking at several of these, showing you kind of one from each kind of category, talk about what I think is the best, what works and what doesn't. So please do stay tuned for that. If you have any questions about this charger, this one is branded as iFun4U. I say it's branded as iFun4U, that's a lie. It's sold by iFun4U. There's no branding on it whatsoever, so this will be sold under dozens of different names. It's a generic charger from China. It'll be sold under lots of different names by lots of different companies. So if you see this anywhere, then this review is applicable to you. Please do ask any questions about it. I'll do my best to answer them. If you've enjoyed the video, please do consider liking the video, sharing the video. My name has been Kevin Muldoon. If you've enjoyed the video, please do subscribe to my future videos. And again, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I try to cover everything when I do these things. It does take a little bit more time to do, but I think it's worth it in the long run for anyone who's looking to buy the item, because a lot of reviews on Amazon, I've reviewed some of these and they've got like 5 stars and people rave about them, and then I put them in and they're awful. So when something is good, I think credit should be due and they should get 4 or 5 stars in the review. But I think when something sucks, when something doesn't work, you really should tell others that it does suck. You should be warning other buyers. We're all in this together kind of thing. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the review, and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.